Wasn't speaking.
And then it's now, it's recording now.
Okay. Even though the thing doesn't move.
Nothing happens here, just this here.
Well, it should.
It should, but it doesn't.
It's not very professional.
Well, if you
Not my
need to be
fault.
professional, I'll fucking time us, alright?
Actually, that's probably a good idea.
But I was going to start right at midnight, which is why I did it.
Okay, you know what? Let's just
start
here.
now,
Let's just start here.
Alright. Hey everyone, it's Jay and Fallu again, as he's drinking his water.
Oh yeah, I'm supposed to introduce myself, aren't I?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's valid.
And we're here with Reverend Moore from the... You want to introduce your show?
Oh, hey. This is Reverend, the most hated man alive, and I host a show that's just started recently. It's called You're Pissin Me Off. It's on YouTube.
So yeah, you're pissing me off, and you can hit him up on youtube.com/The Evil Reverend, I think.
All one word.
Yeah, all one word, and you can check him up on there. Let's jump right into this podcast. I want to talk about Bleach, this week's chapter of Bleach.
I kind of don't... I know, like, everything that's happening in Bleach is kind of just keeps getting more bleachy, and
They can't hear you when you're talking into your cup.
I figured, but I just don't...
And those who even do hear you, what the hell do you mean by bleachy?
It's basically they're just going the same route as Dragon Ball Z with introducing a lot of bullshit. But at least it's somewhat creative bullshit. Like the whole ability where if he cuts something, he can insert his past into it, which was never really given an indication that was a power of his in the first place. Yes, he could insert his memory, but that's a completely different thing. It's not like he could change the physical appearance of something before. If that's the case, why doesn't he cut someone and say, hey, they're God and my best friend,
Right.
who will never betray me? So, yeah, I mean, his ability is totally imbalanced, and there's literally nothing stopping him from, becoming a fucking god.
Yeah, I mean, he could literally just do that. He could pretty much cut anything, a person or anything, and just say, I am God. He could,
Well, it won't change him. I don't think his sword affects him, but that's what I said. Like, if he just he cuts somebody else and makes them God, love me so much, they will never hurt me.
I think what the problem is there's no limitations that have been defined for his ability right now. Like, he cut the ground, and I was so angry when that happened. When he cut the ground, and the ground, all of a sudden had traps, and, booby traps on the ground. I was like, that's not possible. He cannot just physically change the ground like that. I mean, yeah, maybe the ground did think he was there before, and maybe the ground did think that he set traps there. But if there's not traps, there's not traps, That's how I felt. But let's just say that, let's just give into the doubt there that he can do that. When he cuts the ground, does it change everything in the world? Because the whole Earth is ground,
Well,
or
it was
is there
some
a
sort of stone stage or some weird bleach setup that's convenient for one character or another? If not, they're just standing in the fucking air.
And didn't he cut one of the sakura leaves from Byakuya's?
Yeah, that's how it ended.
And
one
so
of the shittiest cliffhangers for a fucking for Bleach is that I cut your sword. So what does that mean? Your sword is now loyal to me. It's like, what?
He didn't say that, but he was like, I know all of your abilities now, which really kind of is not his ability. His ability was to put his memory into other things, not to take the memory.
Yeah, but when you say you can put the memory into an object, literally anything's possible at that point in time.
So, and he just said that he showed in that chapter that he can attack Zanbakutos, and it will put his memory into the Zanbakuto.
Yeah.
Which is extremely cheap, because that means no one can touch him. Except for maybe Kenpachi. But Kenpachi can pretty much kill anyone. You okay there?
Actually, Kenpachi was probably his worst idea. Or not the best one to... Not the best idea to go with. Because He probably would have just taken the cut, and then everyone else would be screwed, I suppose.
Oh, I didn't think of that. That's right. Kenpachi would just, like, take the damage and have the memory inside of him. Then what about the poison guy? Poison captain?
I know which one you're talking about. I don't know, because
I think he could do it.
I think Byakuya is the best opponent for him, and I think that's what Tite Kubo was going for, but that doesn't change the fact that this guy's got limitations that are completely undefined, and thusly, by result, completely, what is it called? He can bullshit anything he wants into it.
Yeah.
So, like, if someone doesn't like it, and he gets too much shit for it, he'll just change it.
Right.
I think that's what happened with the whole Aizen arc. I think, when they were rescuing Orihime, I think a lot of people were getting upset towards the end, and he was like, shit, I gotta end this. I gotta end this now. Okay, you know what? Aizen's got god power, and Ichigo can become Getsuga Tensho. And it's like, oh, okay. And that totally fucked the power scale from that point on, period.
Yeah.
Because now we're wondering, okay, so Ichigo's got Shinigami's powers back, so does that mean he's a god like he used to be? Well, of course not. Because he didn't get with Getsuga Tensho, but that doesn't mean he's not going to be insanely more powerful. So why isn't this Ginjo asshat clown face fucking getting his ass handed to him like he should?
Yeah, I mean, if Renji has been sitting there training this entire time, I'm assuming that probably all the other captains were as well. They had to have been training just like Renji was to get ready for Aizen. So that means Byakuya was training as well.
Yeah.
So he should not be being pushed around by this nobody wannabe, you know?
Well, it's just that the more general a power is, the more powerful an OP is. Like, if anyone watched Heroes, like Peter Petrelli, his power was basically if he saw somebody with a power or encountered somebody with a power, he would have that power. That's pretty fucking general. If someone had the healing factor, they could do that too. Or, I mean, like, you need to be more specific, and that's what I thought Fullbrings were going to be. I thought they were going to be a lot more specific and thusly a lot more creative. They were creative, but then they started getting more general as the more powerful they became. So that it was, like I said, it varies because of that. And it's just kind of, yeah. It's a lack of. He's shown some creativity, but he's also losing it at the same time, very, very quickly.
It's like he had a good idea and he didn't really know how to go with it, so he just was like, well, let's just try it and see how it goes. And then after a while he was like, oh man, wait, now what do I do? Okay, he can control the ground. He can set booby traps. He can memorize sword attacks by attacking a sword.
Yeah, well, see, with that kind of ability, I don't see how it kind of helps him too much, because if he Gokis that this guy, and if some of you aren't familiar with his Goki, Byakuya's Goki, it's the one where he surrounds him in a sphere of blades. He did that to the one Espada, the guy who had pretty much kind of the same ability as this one guy with the memory ability, almost, but basically, if he does that, he's like, oh, I remember this, so what are you going to do about it? I could cut the... Oh, I'm surrounded on the bottom too, aren't I? And yeah, so kind of just...
Right.
Yeah, he's really effed. Really, really effed. So I don't know why Byakuya's not kind of, just doing that off the bat. Just ending it.
Yeah, I'm surprised that he's not using... what are they called? Where he can shoot lightning, and he can do white lightning and things like that.
White lightning? What are you talking about?
Isn't that something that he does?
No.
Maybe I'm thinking another.
Oh, it might be a name of a technique, but I know there's no captain that can use lightning.
No, it's the name of a technique. I can't remember what their magic is called.
Oh. Oh, they're magic.
Yeah, I'm just going to call it magic because that's pretty much what it is.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's exactly what it is, because, that leaves room for bullshit to be implemented, which is how Aizen was defeated.
Right.
With, bullshit. And it wasn't Ichigo, it was a spell that, what was the guy's name? Urahara?
Urahara?
Yeah, Urahara. He put some bullshit spell on him earlier, and it wasn't going to work until he lost some power with the fight with Ichigo. So, yeah, we didn't actually go over this because we didn't start these.
Also, I don't like the fact that they didn't actually destroy Aizen. They didn't just kill him and get rid of him completely.
I think we talked about this before.
Probably, but they captured him, and that means he has a possibility of coming back. I think that was the writer's idea was, hey, I'm going to put him away.
Have Aizen come back. Great.
Right.
We're going to have another goddamn Naraku from Inuyasha. I'm not sure if anyone knows what that means, but basically Naraku is a term I use for an enemy that fights, then retreats when he gets defeated or something like that.
And then comes back.
Yeah, and then comes back, gets defeated, comes back, gets defeated, comes back, gets defeated. All that good shit.
Almost
That's exactly what happened in Inuyasha. Probably that many times, too.
Yeah. Almost like a more dangerous Team Rocket.
Yeah. Except some of their plans succeeds. I don't know.
Anyway. Alright, well, that's enough about Bleach, I think. Let's go into Naruto.
I don't know why, but I'm kind of having trouble really having this chapter stick with me because it was just so general and all over the place. Like, literally all over the place because Naruto's shadow clones are popping up everywhere and helping everybody out, and he's just kind of like, yeah, I'm helping out. And, of course, there was a moment where they could have had with him and Hinata, and that went nowhere.
Well, it was still nice that at least they mentioned that Naruto didn't completely ignore it.
Yeah, I guess.
I actually kind of like this chapter a lot with Naruto. First of all, it shows just how much stronger Naruto has really gotten with this new Nine-Tails controlled ability. I mean, he's in about 6 different places, I think. He's in 5 places, like his clones are in 5 places, and then he's in another place with Killer Bee going somewhere.
I think he's heading toward. I forgot where he. I remember where he was heading towards exactly, but I can't.
You can't right now. And I just love the fact that all these enemies, like they were fighting all the villages, and the villagers were just barely holding back the enemies, and especially when the enemy started tricking them by becoming them pretty much. And it was really messing with their heads, and they were starting to become very discouraged. And then in one foul swoop, Naruto just comes in and changes the entire battle. He just completely turns it into their advantage. And I just think that's really awesome. But it's even more crazy when you think of the fact that these are just clones of him. They're not even him. So his power is being divided, and his chakra is being more taxed by the Nine-Tails, and he's still doing it anyway, and is still doing a fantastic job at just turning this battle around.
Yeah, and you know what? This might be Masashi's approach to how to... Now, this is just something I just came up with as Michael was talking, so bear with me. I think... this is like his way of saying this is probably how Naruto is going to go down with his straight up recklessness. Because what he's doing right now is stupid reckless. Like, he shouldn't even be fucking doing it. Because when if any of his clones just zip out on energy, he's done. And if he zips out on fucking his Naruto chakra, he's done. So basically, I think Naruto's going to finish this war, fight Madara, or whoever it is, which is something we need to talk about, especially considering the end of this most recent chapter. And then he's got to fight Sasuke. And then he's going to finish off Sasuke somehow, and Naruto's going to be dead. I think that's... because he was just everywhere, trying to save everybody. And he might even get a face on the friggin' mountain or some BS like that just to make the fans happy. I doubt that's what's going to happen, but still, it's I don't know. I just don't want that to happen because that'd be really stupid.
If you bring up Konohamaru, I'm going to hit you. Okay.
I'm trying to put Konohamaru out of my mind. I don't really give a shit about that character.
Why'd you even bring him up?
Yeah.
Because I thought that's what you were trying to get to.
Fuck that. Kakashi's gonna be the next Hokage.
Alright.
Konohamaru is. And then, you know what? That's the end of the series.
Yeah, that's the end of the
That's
series.
the end of the series. Konohamaru was forgotten. He probably died out of anal rapage.
I mentioned this. Sorry, that took me a little bit to get what you just said.
Yeah.
Anyway, I've mentioned this to Valo a couple times, but I would really like to see Hanabi. Was her name? Hanabi Hyuga.
Oh, you're talking about Hinata's like little sister?
Yeah, I would love to see how much she has grown.
Grown or grown?
No, you're. Oh man.
Because we all know Hinata's really grown over the years.
Oh yes, Hinata has really grown over the years, and I should write the word air quotes or something.
Yeah, air quotes.
there,
Maybe
but,
you should just have me add giggity.
yeah, giggity.
But
I would like to see how much her techniques have come and how much.
I don't imagine they'd be so much different than Hinata's.
Well, what I think is that because they have kind of made amends in the Hyuga family with the cousins and Neji and all that stuff, so I think her techniques will kind of be the best of both sides.
You think so?
That's what I think, yeah.
I don't know if they already started that with Hinata, because it has been quite a considerable amount of time
That's true.
since then.
It has been a while. But I would like to see, Hanabi use the air technique that Neji's using, and, maybe a mixture between the 8 Trigon's palm rotation and Hinata's, which I don't think has a name.
It's the same thing, but hers is more refined.
Yeah.
Like, hers is, I guess you'd say, more controlled, as opposed to... I mean, yes, it takes a lot of control to do it, but hers is just like... It's a difference between, like, blowing up a beach ball and blowing up a glass ball, if you know what I mean by that.
Right. I think we're Sean, though, because I know that people are going to be like, just tell us about the end, to get to the masked man, what's going on?
Okay, well, when I was reading it, I read it after Jay did, and when I read that last part, and Madara, like the dead Madara from the Edo Tensei showed up, I was like, it could be his brother. And then Jay was just, kind of in the back. He's like, his brother, his twin brother just showed up. And I was like, wait, he actually does have a brother. He legitimately has a brother.
I knew he had a brother, but I didn't know he had a twin brother.
Mm-hmm.
And
they were they were the first two to get the Makengekyo Sharingan in the Uchiha clan ever. And then after they I think it was Madara who went blind first, and then he took his brother's eyes.
He took his brother's eyes. I do remember that.
Yeah.
And
I think yes, there's a good chance that this is Madara, and that still doesn't change the fact that we probably already explained how it can be Madara. Kinda. I mean, technically it's bringing back the spirit, so that kind of changes who Toby is. I mean, so if you think about it that way, Toby is Obito. I mean, it's a play on words. Toby, Obito. You just have to, mix it around a little bit, maybe cut a letter or two, but you get the point.
But the really interesting thing is that if it is Madara, then Kobito knows a lot about whoever this masked guy is.
Yeah. Well, technically it wasn't... Well, yeah, Kabuto knows a lot about it, but that just means Orochimaru...
That's right, it was Kabuto. I said Kobito.
Yeah, it's alright.
I'm bad
it might as well be Kabarochi by now, because...
Kabarochi? Kabimaru? I don't know.
You were close. But, so... It's just interesting that he showed up. I just really want to see what he's got to show. And the weird thing is that this Madara is shown up on a battlefield where Naruto isn't present, but one of his clones are.
Right. And so I'm really looking forward to next week's episode, which comes out, or next week's chapter.
Unless we missed the taking a break next week.
I really hope that they're not taking a break next week, but it wouldn't surprise me a whole lot if they were.
Yeah, well, One Piece's break last week really surprised me, because, like, the website I normally go to, when I read it, like, half of it, like, the right side of it was barely there, and I didn't even bother looking at it, because basically it was just a big picture on the right side, and you could basically see all of it anyways, and I didn't see that there wasn't going to be a chapter the following week, so I was like, oh... So there's no chapter this week, and I already read Bleach and Naruto, thankfully in that order, because Naruto wasn't that bad that week.
Yeah, I thought Naruto had a really good chapter this week, and I thought Bleach's chapter was really bad this week, but since you already brought up One Piece, let's go ahead and jump into One Piece.
Yeah.
And, let's see, we had Frankie shooting a fireball.
Yeah, he's always been able to do that, but what Chopper was really surprised about and stoked about, or potentially stoked about, was that it was the robot that Frankie was in that shot the fireball, but it turned out to be Frankie again, because Frankie's done a lot of stuff with just himself. So, I don't know if that's disappointing, or just kind of like... just Frankie being Frankie, and it is, but it's just, I mean, you gotta think about it this way. It is a bit disappointing that robots aren't really doing much other than just being, tanks. But you just gotta think of it this way. Frankie is the one doing all that stuff. He's the one shooting bullets. He's the one, shooting fire out of his mouth, which is always what he's been able to do, and it's awesome that he's able to do it. Of course, mind you, it's not showing everything he can do because, of the robots. When I see him get the chance to showcase everything that he can do now, it's gonna be great. Because we have a new rediscovery of the characters. And speaking of Chopper, like, only one word comes to mind when I think about what Chopper's like, he blocked a hammer from that hammerhead shark guy with his bare fists. In his heavy point. Now, before this, he could not have done... Before the 2 years, he could not have done this. But now, he put it in a good way himself. He's like, I decided to become a monster for Luffy. And it is shown, because his heavy point is one of his original, like, even before Rumble Balls, that's like one of his 3 normal forms that all Zoan types have. That's the mid, which is basically what Chopper is in most of the time, and what all the fangirls love, and I love. It's super cute.
Because you're a fangirl.
Yeah, because it's super cute.
A Chopper fangirl.
Yeah. And basically, and then his normal reindeer form, which we've already seen has actually improved, but I didn't think his heavy point was going to change so much. Like, he is beastly right now.
He's stupid buff.
Yeah, he is. Yeah, he's huge, and it's crazy, because it just makes me think how much more powerful his other points are. We kind of got a glimpse at what his guard point looks like. It's massive as well, but I didn't think it was going to have an effect on his heavy point as much as it did.
And the crazy thing is that he said that he still has some forms that he needs Rumble Balls to access, so...
Yeah, I mean, like he said, he can access other points without, just normally now, and now there's so many, like... God knows, after Karate Point and that new coral head horn point thing, that's new. That's nothing we've seen before, and they all look fantastic. The Karate Point, yes, it looks a little weird, but it is fucking awesome.
I like how unique they all are.
Oh yes, Chopper's character design is probably one of my favorite character designs out of all of them. I've expressed how adamant I am about Frankie's character design, because he just looks a little off right now. So I kind of hope something happens that makes him look different, but we'll find out later. I know when I first saw him, I was like, oh, and I know Luffy was the same, because like his face was just a pure devastated awe awesome. Like,
Yeah.
and Nami kind of shortchanged it. You know, just like, we don't have time for this. We got to get away from the Marines. And I was like, why? Luffy could just be like, they're all unconscious now. So, yeah.
And again, Zoro got the best line in this chapter.
You want... oh, God. Zoro, like, you want to kill me? You can't even kill my boredom. And he said that to that 8-sword octopus mother. He's a drunken sword master, which I've never seen before, which is... I'll give him credit for.
That's pretty cool, I think.
The crazy thing is that this guy is supposed to be really good. And not to mention, he's got the white hair now that Hody Jones got from eating too many steroid pills. So he's supposed to be stupid strong. And Zoro can't even build up enough, like, I don't know, attention to actually not be insanely bored by this guy.
Right.
So he's just... If that's any indication to how powerful Zoro is, yeah, it's... Yeah.
Yeah.
Because this guy was trash-talking a lot of people before he fought Zoro, and now he's just garbage.
I think one of the reasons why I like this chapter of One Piece a lot is it was kind of a Luffy-light chapter.
Mm-hmm.
It was more showing all the other characters. One thing that I liked was that Jinbei, I remembered his name this time, was talking to Nico Robin, and he told Nico to go and save the human slaves. And she's like, wait, don't you mean the human pirates? And he goes, right now they're just humans. If they become pirates again later, we'll deal with them then. But right now, in this time, they are just humans. Go save them. And she went, understood, and she walked off. And I really hope they don't make this a behind-the-scenes thing like they usually do with Nico. She's very underplayed, and I really want her to come into the limelight a little bit.
Well, see, that's how she's always been. That's how she's always operated, but I can understand what you're saying because, well, to be honest, she's had to change how she's played since she joined the Straw Hat crew.
Right.
Because now she's got to worry about more about Luffy as opposed to herself. Because I mean,
really, I think the two characters that we know the least about is Robin, still, even though she's one of the earlier crewmates, and Brooke.
Brooke? Oh well, I know enough about. Well, yeah, I know what you mean. Like their capabilities. Yeah, I can understand.
That's what I'm getting at. And but with Brooke, we know his personality really well. But then we know Robin's personality pretty well, too, especially since she's been with the crew for so long.
Well, we've gotten the backstories for all of them.
Right.
We've gotten all their loyalty adventures as well.
Their loyalty adventures?
Well, like...
going into Mass Effect territory now?
Yeah, well, that's kind of how it works. I mean, Zoro's loyalty adventure basically was his recruitment adventure as well.
Same with Robin.
Yeah, well, not entirely. Like they got her on back in Alabasta, and she didn't really do much until after Enies Lobby, and that's when she really showcased her powers. Not including filler. Of course, mind you, they really nerfed her in filler, but that's besides the point. And trust me, I know because I actually suffered through some of the filler because I thought it was genuine, and I was like, oh. It's garbage, so
right.
I don't want to watch this. It's not all garbage. Some of the filler's okay, but it's, like I said. And the thing is, her real, where they really got her was at Enies Lobby. Because before that, she was about to give up on life. Well, she did give up on life. And Luffy, this was it's like probably one of the most badass moments in all of One Piece is Spandam, world government dickhole, comes up and says, do you really think you can take this woman with you and have the whole world as your enemy? You bet! Says Luffy, in a really loud voice, and just, God,
It's giving you chills just thinking about it.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to describe how awesome that is.
Yeah.
So, and that's where basically he's had her from that point on. Because after that, she did everything to survive. She even bit onto, like, a concrete cube or slab or whatever. And I know that's not very, very it's so uncomfortable. It's so uncomfortable. Just having like a tooth on concrete, it's not pleasant at all. I suggest none of you try it because you'll fuck up your teeth like I did. But still, so yeah, it's not pleasant. But for her to do that, just to make sure she has just enough time to be able for them to rescue them. And of course, you know, the person that helped out rescue them the most was Usopp, because he shot the bag full of the keys that they knew would work, and she got free. Not to mention, he took out all the Marines that were around her. So, I mean, that really showed how really good a sniper that Usopp is with a slingshot, which is impressive. So, yeah.
Yeah, so first they were just I kind of like how Usopp's been coming. First they just kind of showed his sniping abilities, but now he's got like special bullets as well.
Yeah, well, I'm interested because like there's only like 6, if I remember correctly, 6 pop greens, which is his new ammo, and he must have taken an ass load with him from that area.
Yeah.
Like he knows that they're gonna have to run into a lot of enemies. He's gonna have to shoot a lot of ammo, and I know he's probably gonna conserve it anyways, probably from the get go, just because he's like, you never know what's gonna come up, and I might not always need to use it. And the situations that he's need to use it has pretty much saved everybody. So, I mean, it's not as if he couldn't. Or it's not as if anyone else couldn't save them. It's just that his was the most helpful,
right?
Because that seaweed stuff that he had, or that green stuff that stopped the avalanche from the underwater volcano avalanche thing, that really that was really helpful because they were falling down, so it would have been difficult for anyone else to do it. So, yeah.
All right, we need to jump out of these topics for a bit, so we're leaving our guests kind of just hanging back here.
Yeah. I really have nothing else to say because Chopper was basically what I wanted to get across, but everything else just kind of came out. So
right. Tell us a little bit about some of the mangas that you read, Rev.
Some of the mangas I read. I'm more of a fighting kind of guy when it comes to the anime and manga. 2 that I'm paying attention to right now are Tenjo Tenge and Hajime no Ippo. Well, actually, I haven't read anything on Tenjo Tenge in a long time, but I have been reading something that I don't think a lot of people have heard of. It's called Shamo. Which one should I mention?
Well, definitely talk about Hajime no Ippo because it's a manga that I'm curious about, and I think I should get into it. And you've told me and showed me a bit about it already.
Yeah, right. All right. Well, basically, it starts with a high school student named Ippo Makunochi, who is your standard victim of high school bullying and hazing. He works with his mother at a fishing shop. You don't hear much about his dad. You just know he's dead. One day during his usual beatings, a boxer comes doing his road work, his jogging. He sees Ippo getting beaten down and actually helps him out. Then takes him to a boxing gym where he can recover. But he's pissed off at Ippo because if it's one thing he can't stand, it's kids that don't defend themselves. But to just get him a little chance to take some stress out, he has Ippo just punch the heavy bag. And lo and behold, Ippo's got himself a freaking punch. Like a good punch. He punched the thing so daggone hard he actually tore the skin off his own fist.
Dang. That's actually quite impressive, and that's got me more interested in it, despite the fact that I have a problem with some of the artwork in it. Because I have read some of the more recent ones, like their 900-something chapters.
Oh yeah, they got a lot of chapters.
And that's something I never would have expected. Like I was when you were saying the punching bag, they probably just caused it to explode. But for him to actually cause physical damage to his fist really gets me impressed and interested in this manga, because that's nothing. That's something that would realistically happen.
Yeah, they try to. When it comes right down to it, they try to be kind of realistic to it. They even make a lot of references to actual boxers. The styles that you see in the manga and in the show, if you ever watch the anime, so many different references, mostly to American boxing.
Well,
for example, one of the more creepy boxers, Ro Mashiba, uses the Detroit Hitman style, like Hitman Hearns. But since Mashiba's got himself some seriously long arms, his reach is freaking inhuman, so that's the not so realistic part of it, but the way he actually uses the concept makes perfect sense. When it comes to Ippo, you can think of him like an old time like a new time version of Jack Dempsey. Mike Tyson is using concepts like that because he's a small dude, but his muscles are compact, so they have him using. He's an infighter. He goes into the inside and just stays aggressive. And anyone who knows anything about Hachime no Ippo probably knows the term Dempsey roll. So, now, I don't see anyone being able to pull something like that off in an actual fight, but the concept, it's been done before in old-time boxing. But when it comes right down to it, not only do you have boxing, but you also have just the lifestyles of all the different characters, like how they train, what they do when they're trying to support themselves. Because there's a few people in the gym that Ippo trains in that you have no idea how the hell they're supposed to support themselves. They've been boxing for years and they're not really getting anywhere. They're not going to be able to support themselves with boxing. They have to get other jobs, and there's at the current in the recent chapters they're considering some serious consideration of retirement, because if they can't get a championship anytime soon, they might as well just call it a day. There's also some new characters coming in, rookie boxers. But when it comes right down to it, the fights themselves, the actual boxing matches, are incredible to look at. Just the way they draw it, and in the anime, the way they animate it, they did a good job.
How well is the anime doing? Is it a kind of a short one?
Well, actually, they actually folded it pretty well. The problem is, they leave you wanting more when they end it.
Yeah.
It gets to the part where Ippo just wins his first championship match. Well, I mean, his first championship title. I mean, he had a championship match. Spoiler, he lost. Right when he wins, he's about to go celebrate. They end it. Then they make 2 movies, and then they come up with they bring out a second season where you find a little bit more like what goes on next. But right after the person that found Ippo and brought him to the gym, Takamura, when he goes to fight for a world title, not just a Japanese title. Right after that fight, they end that season. So if you want to know what happens next, you got to read the manga, and trust me, you're going to be reading for a long time because this thing is long.
Yeah, 900 plus chapters. I mean,
yeah, it's not nearly as intimidating as some other ones, like Conan the Detective.
Conan.
Yeah, Detective. Yeah, Conan the Detective. Conan the Barbarian. Yeah.
Not Conan the Barbarian.
No, I know. They're completely they can't be more opposites.
Yeah, no relation.
Yeah, but One Piece, the anime, and One Piece, the manga. They were pretty intimidating to me too. But I can't you heard me talk about One Piece, so just think of it as kind of an investment into just how great it could possibly be.
Can I say another quick thing?
Yeah.
Another thing I thought was interesting about Hachime no Ippo is when it comes to the actual characters, especially during the fights, sometimes we actually get flashbacks of the opponents that fight against the main characters. We actually start to learn a little bit about them and why they fight, what motivated them, what brought them into boxing. And sometimes it gets to the point where sometimes you actually start cheering for the opponent rather than the main character fighting.
Oh, that's a good thing.
And sometimes you actually can relate to him. Mashiba, for example, he's not a pleasant guy to be around. But when it comes right down to it, he's not a heartless monster. I mean, you may think that he's just like the kind of guy that would just beat the crap out of you if you look at him wrong. But one of the reasons he's boxing is to support his sister. He's got no family after like an accident, and it's just him and his sister for a few years, and he's extremely protective, overly protective. He doesn't want he will kill just about anyone who he threatens to kill anyone who goes after his sister. And unfortunately, that's a phone. And unfortunately, that would include Ippo, who actually has a bit of a crush on his sister.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't realize that.
That's gonna be interesting.
To make matters worse, the feelings are mutual. She likes him, so they both know that they try anything, Rio is probably gonna draw blood. That's just one of the characters. There's a lot of characters. I'm sure some kind of one of the readers can one character that I'm sure someone's going to relate to. I think that's a big plus for manga and anime or any kind of medium. If you get a character that a reader can relate to, it'll draw them in a little more.
Yeah, it sounds really interesting, and I asked this before, and I'm sure Reverend here definitely would think that I should read it. But again, I asked this last week, and I didn't really get a lot of responses for it. I don't think anyone even mentioned it at all. But do you guys think I should start reading Hajime no Ippo and start talking about it? And now that you guys know a little bit more about it, maybe you guys will start wanting to read it too, and keep up with us. But one thing that I definitely want to bring up, and a manga that I think all three of us can actually relate to, is History's Strongest Disciple, Kenichi.
Haha.
What was the most recent chapter? You didn't like the most recent chapter, did you?
No, I don't. I really don't like where it's going.
It seems a little awkward.
I really don't.
Seems a little awkward.
I don't want to do too many spoilers for people, but
let's just say something happens with a specific female character.
oh god, you might as well just say you might as well, like when they look back on what you said, and then they read for Miu gets kidnapped. I can't express how upsetting this is, because now Kenichi, yes, he has been distracted from his training before, but now he's going to be retarded distracted from his training. And I don't even know where the manga is going to go from here. And I kind of wish the anime was still going, but it stopped after that one Ragnarok incident.
Yeah.
And I just...
Well, look at it
this... I guess the best training he could receive is on the field, I guess.
Well, look at it this way. One of the reasons he's training is to protect this person.
Exactly. So
the problem
I understand that.
The problem is this is his chance to actually see if he's up to snuff for now. But odds are he's probably gonna just fuck up.
Well, the thing is, the guy who God, I don't want to go.
Let's not go too much into it. But
just let the other people read it. So.
Read it and tell us your opinion. Leave us a comment in the comments. And
if you haven't already read it.
Yeah. And let us know what you think of the newest chapter of Kenichi. And how you think it's going to affect future episodes or future chapters.
I've been taking in one direction from other animes, and then they just kind of went in a different direction. Not to count Master of Martial Arts. Which went in a totally different direction.
Yeah, right at the very last episode.
Yeah. It doesn't help that I didn't like the show in the beginning, but I heard so much about how effed up the ending was. But after watching up the ending of that, I was like, oh, this is kind of tame compared to some of the other mindfucks I've seen before.
Yeah, but we don't need to go into any of those.
I normally recommend to my friends manga that I've read that I found good, but there are manga that I found good that have such a fucked up thing to them that I don't suggest them to anybody. And I tell you what to stay away from, but that's just pretty much me saying, go ahead, watch these to know what I'm talking about. No, I don't. I really don't want to help you send you in the right and wrong direction. I would say them so you don't read them, because they will probably change your outlook on everything because I know it did for me.
One thing that I'm gonna switch gears here, and I'm gonna go into video games. Okay, I guess I'll go ahead and talk real quickly about Ninja Saga. I think we already mentioned the Iron Man stuff.
No, the Phantom stuff.
The Phantom Impulse.
Did we talk about the upgrade?
Oh yeah, there was an upgrade to it that it made it so your attack was upgraded by 15% more for 5 turns.
Yeah, and considering it has like a 5-turn cooldown, it's like a what's it called? That's a Fujin away from just being crazy.
Right. So that with strength, it would be pretty nice. But anyway, now that they're having the new Halloween event come up, they have already released a new pet, which is the new pet is pretty nice. It has a 5% burn for 4 turns,
so 20% loss in health,
and then it also has a 100% damage increase and a 25% critical damage increase, or critical chance increase. I think it was actually, but it does have a disadvantage technically, where it takes more damage. But since you can't attack a pet, that doesn't really hurt the pet at all, so it's like a win-win situation for the pet. So it's a pretty nice pet, I think. I'll probably
is that all it could do?
Yeah, that was all it had. It had another attack in between those two, but it didn't have any effect.
Oh, okay. Well, they might change that, because I know that's what they did to the QB.
Yeah.
And we all know how much I like the QB, because that's a great pet.
Yeah, QB's pretty cool. I think QB's actually the biggest pet of all of them, but I think we mentioned that also.
Yeah, it's in size comparison to every other pet, it's the biggest. There's nothing that's come close to it.
And they did release a picture of what looked like new outfits coming, but who knows if those outfits will do anything.
God, I don't care if they do anything terribly, but if they do, that'd be cool. It's just I hope they look Halloweenish.
I just don't like the fact that they've only had 2 outfits that have ever done an effect, and they were both for a specific event.
Yeah.
Once that event was over, those clothes were now useless to use for the effect.
Yeah, they might be useful next time the event comes around, because I'm pretty sure they were
possibly.
They were like the anniversary clothes.
No, I think one was the Valentine's, and I think one was
the Valentine's.
I think the other one was the Hanami event.
Oh, the flowers.
Yeah, the flowers.
Oh, yeah, it was the flowers, because it was that dress.
Right.
I know what the name of it is. I was in Japan for so long, I just can't think of it for some reason.
I think, kimono.
Kimono, that's it, kimono.
Right. But so I am looking forward to the new Ninja Saga Halloween event, and I will be making a video about it. I know that you guys have been asking me for a new Ninja Saga video. Unfortunately, there just really hasn't been a lot to talk about Ninja Saga. I mean, pretty much all,
If you guys got any suggestions, we're more than happy, but if it has to involve anything with the ninjas, I'm just heading you off here. If it involves anything with the ninjas, forget about it. That's our shit. Unless you're a ninja, but that requires private messaging. So really, it's just if you guys want into the ninjas, we'll forward you the recruitment page, and that's pretty much it.
And that's the best we can do. Unfortunately, we can't really do anything more than that. But if you guys have any Ninja Saga video ideas, feel free to leave a comment, send me a message, hit me up on Facebook. And I'll definitely look into it at the very least. And I do plan on making an Ultimate Game Card contest. I just haven't been able to get around to it. And I'm thinking, should I do another video contest or maybe something else? But, I'll get into that later. A viewer request, someone asked this last minute, right before we started recording actually, was for you and I to talk about Naruto Shippuden Generations.
Really?
Yes. If you want, I can put a screenshot of it up.
Yeah, you can.
Okay.
Who requested that?
I can't remember their name at the moment. If you really want, I can look it up at the moment.
No.
Okay.
We'll just go with what we're supposed to discuss. I don't know what to say. I mean, I really, 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 really liked Naruto Shippuden Ultimate Ninja Storm 2.
Bryce is a lot better at that than I am.
Yeah.
His main character is Pain, my main character is Asuma, sometimes Shikamaru, and yeah, he still beats me all the time.
Yeah, but I'm really looking forward to all the characters that'll be in it, because it's going to have almost everybody. I kind of was hoping... Like, the thing is, with Naruto Shippuden Ultimate Ninja Storm 2, that goes all the way up to the Pain arc. That episode in the anime, mind you, came out no more than 3 months before the friggin' game was released. So, and this Generations game, it has a lot of the Kages that are going to be showing up in the future. Wait, have they already shown up in the anime?
I don't know.
Oh yeah, they have shown up in the anime because
they did.
Because Danzo's
right. They had where Sasuke attacked the Kages.
Yeah, so basically, like they're keeping really current with this because that didn't happen too long ago, though it feels like long ago because of all the filler that we're going through. And yes, next week's episode is another fudging filler episode. I checked, and it's really depressing.
But yeah, I'm really looking forward to it because I enjoy Naruto Ultimate Ninja Storm 2 as well. I think we both have it on 360, and we'll probably get Generations on the 360 as well.
Yeah, definitely.
So
as long as they keep my character, I'm fine. But a character that I am looking forward to in the next game is in Generations is specifically the Mizukage because she's just crazy. She's got 2 Geki Genkais, and they are. It's like it's weird because it plays to the 3 elements that a normal person can use. Like a normal person can only use 3 elements, and she uses earth, fire, and water. And her Geki Genkais combine earth and fire and water. So basically, it's like an acid mist and lava. And lava is stupid dangerous. Like, I don't even know... Like, if it wasn't for Sasuke's OP-ness, his Geisano, he would be dead.
Right.
He would be dead. He would be dead on a lot of instances. Even though he does have Susanoo, I'm pretty sure he would have even if he had all his eyesight, even if he wasn't on the brink of death, he would have been killed by the Tsuchikage with his ability. Because I think his ability can definitely destroy the Susanoo.
I'm not sure if you said this already. Sasuke could not use Susanoo in Ninja Storm 2, right?
No.
Yeah, only Itachi could.
Yeah.
That's one thing I'm really also excited about. So this is called Generations. They're going to have a ton of characters.
Yeah, they're going to bring back Zabuza. A lot of people are excited about that.
I really hope it's going to be like Ultimate Tenkaichi 3, where they just have so many characters. It's just flooded with characters. It's just ridiculous because I love that. Actually.
I know one person who would really be excited that if they had Baki in it. And if you people don't know who Baki is, Baki's he's a sand ninja. He's basically got like half his face covered. He's shown up a few times. But in other games, I fought this guy, and I'm pretty good with most Naruto games. But Baki wasn't in Ninja Storm 2, Ultimate Ninja Storm 2. So he was really good with Baki. And Baki, I'll admit, he was pretty friggin' monster.
You completely confused the hell out of me when you said Baki. I was completely...
Yeah, he was thinking of Baki the Grappler.
Yeah, Baki the Grappler. Another anime manga that I've seen that's pretty good, but...
Okay, continue though.
Yeah, but, yeah. And I kind of hope he shows up in Generations along with Zabuza and Haku. I'm not a real fan of Haku for many reasons.
What's a
Man one?
He's gay.
Yeah, Haku is a he. What's a character that who's an older character that wasn't really shown much? I'm trying to maybe a villain or something. I just want to think of a character that was kind of there and then gone again.
Pretty much Zabuza's on.
Zabuza.
Other villains are filler villains, and they don't ever show up unless they're part of the video game story.
Yeah. That'd be interesting. But I'm really looking forward to seeing many more characters. And I think the game you said comes out in February?
February 7th, 2012.
February 7th, 2012. So
we might actually get it before the Japanese, which is actually kind of... It's not so weird now, considering that's what happened with Naruto Shippuden Ultimate Ninja Storm 2. We actually got that before the Japanese did. And kudos to the voice actors on that one for actually, getting on that along with the Japanese production company. So yeah, I mean that's kind of like an indication to how popular Naruto is, but it shouldn't be an indication of how good Naruto is either.
Right. We feel like whoever's like working on these Naruto games or something needs to get on the One Piece games.
I want to keep it short because they're not. They type Ichiro Oda needs to change his video game license because the company that's handling them now is handling them terribly.
Right.
They are clumsy. They look good. They look fan-fucking-tastic, but they play terribly. Whitebeard in one of the games, his one fucking attack was slam the spear into the ground. Slam the spear into the ground. And that's all you had to fight against him.
That's it.
Fucking Whitebeard. Whitebeard. A guy who fought toe-to-toe with Gol D. Roger. Alright, I don't want to talk about that.
Alright, no more talk about that. A question that we did get from Mario Flores. He asked 2 questions. What do you and value? So what do we think when people ask us for tokens? Which is pretty obviously you're not going to get tokens from us. It's just not going to happen. We're not going to. It's our money. There's no reason for us to.
The only person that gets tokens from me is Jin Yobi Ryan, Jin Chiriki.
You've given me tokens before.
Yeah, I've given you tokens before.
So, but
like you have ever really gotten tokens from anybody else? Not even yourself.
I've gotten tokens for myself. But I mean, I do, of course, do my contest where, of course, I did give away 2,200 tokens to 2 people.
Yeah, but
already
they earned that.
But they earn it. Yeah, if you do something to earn it, then I'm okay with giving you tokens. But I'm not just going to give you tokens just because. Hey, can I have some tokens over here, buddy? Oh yeah, sure. I'm not made of money. I'm not going to do that. Second question, specifically for you. Does Valu hate it that so many people tag him in photos?
I really don't care.
I don't think you notice. You just get on and you don't even realize that you've been tagged in like 30 photos that day.
I just see how many new friend requests I get, which is like an average of 40 a day.
Damn.
And I just clear that up. I know you get about more than that, so...
Recently it's actually been kind of low. It's actually been like 23 to 28 a day.
You both are still popular as hell, though.
But I've had so many before, and I just hit not now. Like, I don't hit, like, ignore completely. I just press not now. So sometimes I go back to see how many I have. Last time I checked, it was like over 4,000 friend requests.
I haven't checked how much total it is, but what I do is I just look at them, and I don't even press the not now or accept. I just look at them so that they don't show up on my Facebook.
Right.
On the next little the friends option thing.
Yeah, that stupid little red number.
Yeah, that red number thing. It's like, you got 50 new friend requests. You've got 700 new friend requests. It's like, what? I just checked it 2 seconds ago.
And eventually, I will check it in probably like a month or something, and I hope it's going to be like 7,000 like friend requests. I think it'd be really funny. Yeah. If you could get more friend requests than your friend's limit is. I will, or if I get more fan photos, people have been making me fan pics recently. I have 11 total right now, which is pretty awesome, and this is just in like 3 days that this has happened. So if I get enough, I'll actually make a video of it. So if you guys want to send me hit me up on Facebook. My Facebook is, of course, facebook.com/jhsarin, just like my YouTube account, which is youtube.com/jhsarin.
Just put it in the description or something.
Right.
Link in the description.
Yeah,
like that.
I'll do that. Link in the description. Link in the doobly-doo. As people call it.
Doobly-doo?
Yeah, a lot of people. Pogo Bat calls it that. Mystery Guitar Man calls it that.
Does Tobuscus call it that?
I don't think so. I don't think Tobuscus calls it that.
Now? What now?
The description box, they call it the doobly-doo.
Why do they call it the doobly-doo?
I don't know.
Where the hell did that come from?
I think it came from Mystery Guitar Man. I think it originally came from him.
I don't know who Mystery Guitar Man is.
No, okay, you should. He's a friend of Daystorm.
Oh, the guy who did that one-shot
Right.
video game thing, history video games.
Yeah.
Oh, that was
Is that the
cool.
one with the shades?
Yes, he's the one with the shades.
All right.
So, sponsor. No, that's a Damascus thing.
Yeah, I don't know if we're allowed to do that. We'll find out.
We'll find out.
When the legal papers come in.
All right, and I think that's everything.
Yeah,
We haven't even hit the hour mark yet. We're about 20 more seconds.
20 seconds away from the
Actually,
hour.
weren't we supposed to talk about the thing?
We don't have to. That's up to you guys. If you guys want to bring it up or not.
I guess we could throw them a bone, I guess.
You want to talk about it, Rev?
I don't give a shit, man. We got plenty of time. We're not doing anything else, right?
Right. We've been working on us three specifically, along with a fourth person who's helping us out. I won't say what we're all doing, but we're working on a special project going on right now. It's been going on for a month now, and it's looking pretty good. I won't go into too much detail about it, but I'll let you say something about it, Valu.
I don't know what I can say about it that won't cause people to just, I don't know, get on our asses too much about it, but I hope it's entertaining enough for you people.
Yeah, I hope that you people will like it. And I also think it'll definitely change how people look at my videos in the future. So it's going to be something pretty big. So just be expecting that. In how much time do you think that'll take for us to finish?
Judging on what each of us has to do, especially because we could actually use some freaking help for certain reasons.
Yeah.
I honestly don't know. I say don't get too excited. It may take a few more months. Maybe 2 months if we really work on it. The thing is, I mean, we're hitting a small little snag, but as soon as we get over the snag, everything should be smooth sailing. But we can't make any promises. It's going to take a little bit.
So it's a big project. We're working on it really hard, and we will get it to you guys as soon as possible. But yeah, look forward to something in the future. So anyway, I think that's everything. I think I want to end it here.
Yeah, sounds a good idea.
Whatever.
All right, I want to thank our guest Reverend for being with us again. Check out his channel, youtube.com/TheEvilReverend. He and his "You're Pissin Me Off" series.
Speaking of which, I'll be posting a new episode pretty soon. I would have had it done a lot sooner, but hell, school, life, projects for college, shit happens. But
yeah, we'll just put a link to his YouTube in the description.
yeah, sure.
All right, catch you guys hopefully next week. Later.
Kipping mud.
Cool.